Hello folks, coming up next is something interesting. Partners of sleep talkers or sleepwalkers, what gems have you to share? We were freshly married and living overseas. My husband hadn't had much sleep the nights before, which usually enhances any sleep talking. It was hot in our room. My husband mumbled something which I didn't quite catch. I asked him to repeat it. He got up, opened the bedroom window and said very pointedly airflow, which then laid back down, completely asleep. Now, my husband has never, not once, ever called me a name or even raised his voice to me, so this is particularly hilarious. I love how you capitalize the word which. He used it like a proper noun. My boyfriend once blurted out, "You're putting bread in my ears" in his sleep, mumbled something unintelligible and then followed up with, "And I'm becoming a sandwich." Still makes me laugh whenever I remember. What are you? An idiot sandwich. It's ducking raw. I'm the sleep talker. A long while back my fiancée was working a job where she didn't get home until after midnight. She came home one night, and was leaning over the table on my side of the bed. She swears up and down that I looked up at her, smacked her on the top of the head, and when she asked what the hell, that I told her I was checking to see if she was a ghost. Now, I do remember having a dream like this, but in my dream my hand did go through her head, proving she was a ghost. Fantastic sleep songs with lyrics which are utterly bizarre. My two absolute favorites have been 1. Oh whoa whoa, it's a corner cat. 2. Obey my rules, and you'll always be a country cowboy, repeated about 5 times and finished with a yeah. Corner cat is amazing. That might make it into a song of mine. That was literally it as well. Like a jingle from a TV advert. No context, warning or other words or lyrics whatsoever. Absolutely incredible. Roommate freshman year of college was a sleepwalker / sleep talker. We were in the freshman dorms, small little room. I woke up one night and saw him sitting straight up on the side of the bed just staring at me, eyes fully open, just talking gibberish about golf. He was going on about Phil Mickelson or some crap. Have to be honest, it was creepy as all hell because he was staring directly into my eyes. Next morning, I told him about it and he just laughed and said, "Sorry, I tend to do that from time to time. I'm sorry to tell you this, but he is possessed by a golf demon. You need to make an offering of 10 golf balls and a 3-iron to it, or it shall never leave him. No, you're gonna want a wedge for that." He got up, went into the kitchen and ate one bite of a mini pecan pie, no fork, just a straight bite, then apparently remembered he hates pecan pie and left it stacked neatly on the little box. Another time he sat up and stared straight ahead at the wall, didn't respond to me asking what was wrong. He stood up, walked into the wall, then stood there like he was contemplating the barrier. He just backed up exactly as he came, sat down and swung back into bed like nothing happened. That was creepy. I was in my brother's room watching TV with him and he ended up falling asleep. He mumbled something about Arizona and when I asked what he said he didn't respond. Then a few minutes later he sits up, squints his eyes and just scans the room back and forth. I asked if he was okay and he laid back down and went back to sleep. I still don't know what he was scanning the room for, but it creeped me out. I have had funnier experiences than this one, but cannot remember exactly what was said. Most recently, though, my boyfriend scoots over to meet a big spoon / little spoon, and I snuggle in, thinking that's all it was. Then he gets real close to my ear and whispers, "Just so you know, there's something in the closet." Like a cartoon turtle. I did my best not to bust out laughing and just said, "Okay honey." When he woke up, he had no memory of it whatsoever, of course. Were you the slightest bit concerned of the cartoon turtle? I would have checked the closet. Then you would not survive the horror movie. He started shouting that he couldn't feel his left arm. I pointed out he was pinching his pillow, not his arm. He then freaked out that he had lost his arm. I pointed out his arm was under his pillow. He said okay and started snoring. It took me another hour to get back to sleep. He didn't wake up at all. My aunt likes to tell the story about her and my cousin sharing a hotel room one time. My aunt woke up having to pee, and found my cousin sitting up in bed with her arms folded across her abdomen, kind of rocking back and forth and giggling quietly. When my aunt asked her what she was doing, my cousin said, "I'm holding a baby and it has an adult smile." I found this story deeply unsettling. Get the holy water. My mom sleepwalks sometimes. When she was in the middle of her residency, She came into my room in the middle of the night and sharply asked, "Did you give patient her dose of medication, like I asked you to 15 minutes ago?" I groggily replied, "Who? What?" She just huffed and said, "Well, I guess that answers my question," before turning around and leaving. Without closing the door, of course, she didn't remember a thing about it the next morning. I'd be the king of Monaco. My wife said this one night out of nowhere. The funniest part was her tone of voice, proud and assertive, like she was really sure of her claim to the throne. Anyway, the joke's on her. Monaco is a principality. Wow, thanks everyone. I've never had a post or comment get above 10 upvotes before and definitely never had any awards. Aha, well, I think you'll find the joke's on you. A King of Monaco is a nickname they give to people who have won the Monaco Grand Prix and Formula 1. My brother did that in the middle of the night. He would get up, go into the living room, say some nonsense crap to our parents and go back to bed. It was actually pretty creepy the first times, because he was like, "They are in the walls. They are." I do this too. But I usually wake up as the sentence is coming out of my mouth and realize the convo I'm replying to wasn't real. Then I yell "never mind" and run away in shame. My one claim to sleep talking fame is that as I was waking up I was talking in my dream, so my partner heard me say, out of nowhere, "What about like a really tall giraffe?" I remember saying it. I have no memory of what problem I was facing that I thought might be solved by a really tall giraffe. Napping with the boyfriend, a loud noise wakes me, but has still out me. What was that? Him, either a tree or a magic eraser. Mr. Clean hiding in your closet looking real nervous after that. Not a partner, but in military training and school I often took the night shift for guard duty. The amount of sleepwalkers and talkers is way effing higher than I expected. It is straight creepy when you have to walk down the halls with a covered flashlight listening to big donkey grown men mumbling and lashing out in their sleep. What takes the cake though is often sleepwalkers will just kinda stop randomly. So you'll be walking along in the pitch black darkness and suddenly there is just a ducking dude standing there. Eyes generally closed, or worse, open, just kinda listing to the side or leaning against a bedpost or wall. After I'd suppress all the swear words I was about to yell out, nothing much to do but kinda prod them along back to their bed. For all the randomness that is being part of the military, I really didn't expect one of my jobs to be gently tucking my fellow soldiers back into their beds. Ex-roommate talked in his sleep. Once, he cried out, "No Gandalf. Don't tempt me, Frodo. What are you doing step Frodo oh." My wife started screaming one night that she was lost in the local grocery store. And that no matter where she went she couldn't find her way out. I asked her, has she tried checking out at the cash registers? She then looked at me and said in her most sincere voice, "That's why you are the smartest person I know." And she rolled over and fell back asleep. Aw, that's super cute. My wife was mumbling a lot and suddenly shouted "donkey kick" as she kicked me in my shin, so that was fun. My wife was in her finals week, so she woke up in the middle of the night telling me she discovered a way to study while sleeping. So I asked her how, and she closed her eyes and went back to sleep. She's presumably not wrong? Lol. What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.